Hello and welcome. Today we're going to cover sales funnel best practices. Really excited to present this content to you. My name is Lance Wills. You can see more of my content and learn more from me at lancewills.com as well as deltaagency.com, which is my growth marketing agency. So let's get started talking about sales funnel best practices. And the content we're covering today is taken from my course, which is the Marketing Automation Masterclass. So if you're interested in this content at all, I highly suggest you check that course out where we do a much deeper dive and cover absolutely everything you'll want to know about sales funnels and various elements involved in them. And for those of you who are familiar with my content, you'll always remember that I have bonus items that you can get. And today is no different. So we have our foundational funnel framework, F3 Blueprint, which you can get absolutely free. This is the same guide I used to finally build my sales funnel, which allowed me to start collecting email addresses. You can get this at lancewills.com/funnel. And I knew for years that I needed to build a funnel and collect email addresses, but I just never got around to it. I always distracted myself with different things here and there. This is really what got me started and on my path to building that email list. So this guide offers step-by-step checklist that you can go through, and it will tell you exactly what you need to do for each element of your sales funnel to be successful. I highly recommend you download it. Again, print it out. It's really nice to have in your hand a piece of paper that you can check off those items, and you can get this built within a couple weeks. It may look like a lot, but it's really going to help you do it if you get this guide. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. So we're going to use a very simplified version of a sales funnel just to make sure that we cover things very clearly for you. So first and foremost, you need a way to drive traffic. So we call this acquisition. One way to do that is through Facebook. So if you're in a rush or you have some urgency, then you can use paid social ads, so paid Facebook ads to drive that traffic. Of course, you can use organic and free social media posts if you want to do it on your own and you have the time and maybe there's less urgency. Then you want to drive that traffic to a landing page, right? So you have some sort of an offer or some sort of a enticing piece of content that you're advertising on Facebook in your ads, and then you send them to a landing page where you deliver that content. And we call that piece of content content marketing. Okay, and generally it can be a blog article or something free that they can get without any hassle. Then what you also offer is a content upgrade. So something that looks like a little bit more value, again, aligned with that theme that they can get by giving you their email address and by filling out that web form. Once they do that, then they'll be put into your drip email nurture campaign, where over time you will start to message them and you will build trust by delivering value. So providing a lot more free valuable content, educational materials, and things like that, so they know, like, and trust you over time. And eventually, they'll be interested in buying your product. And of course, that's when you get paid. So it may look like a long process, but it really doesn't have to be. Once you follow this sales funnel best practices formula, you can really get things going up and running relatively quickly and copy and repeat them for your various products. Now, for those of you who have worked with me before, you know that I always stress this, whether it's through my meetup or other courses. The number one rule of sales funnels and of digital marketing is to build your email list. And that's really what we're talking about today. Everything we're covering will lay that foundational framework for you to start building that email list, which is really the most important thing. The sales will come over time, but just start building your email list. And here's how we do it. So first, you need to drive traffic. We call that acquisition. And as we talked about before, we talked about those paid Facebook ads, so paid social media ads or your free ads. You can use Google ads, anything like that to drive traffic. You can even use in-person events as well. Next, there's that content marketing piece. So what is that valuable piece of content that you're going to give them? So we like blog posts. Obviously, those will rank in Google over time, so that takes some time. But you can advertise with those paid Facebook ads and get people to your landing page or your blog sooner than you might be able to with organic social posts. Next, we have that lead magnet, or what we call a content upgrade. And that's that little piece of content you want to give them, and it can be in different formats. And generally, they'll exchange their email address to get that lead magnet. And that can include a guide, a blueprint, some sort of a mini course, a challenge, or anything that will provide them with some sort of results that they're looking for. Next, once they do fill out that form and give you their email address, you'll initiate a drip email nurture campaign where you'll start to build trust with them, right? You don't try to sell them immediately. That's the big mistake a lot of people make. You want to just continue to provide content, share some of your personality, let them get to know you. Again, your objective is to get them to know, like, and trust you over time. And there's different types of drip email nurture campaigns. We don't cover that here, but that's really more for in the full marketing automation masterclass course. And then finally, how will you convert them to paid sales, right? So you'll need some sort of a website or a landing page where you can sell your, let's say, full course, take their payment, and things like that. So these are the various elements that you'll need to have in your sales funnel. And why don't you take a moment right now and think about what those 5 elements look like for your sales funnel. So maybe you haven't thought about what your product is. Maybe you haven't thought through the lens of a sales funnel, but now you can start to do that and say, hey, here's my paid course or my paid product. What can I do to fill in this sales funnel blueprint? And we'll actually take a look at that next. So your sales funnel should have a cohesive theme. And what I mean by that is you shouldn't offer one thing and then switch them to another type of product or something totally different. So let's talk about this example with Washboard Abs. That's our paid course or our paid product that we want to sell. So looking at each of the elements in your sales funnel in acquisition, we're going to put Facebook paid social ads that are promoting our 5 tips to get washboard abs. And this, of course, is going to be something that they can get free, and that's what our content marketing piece is. It's that article, 5 tips to get washboard abs, and it's a blog article. Okay, so we're using Facebook ads to push them to our blog. And notice on the right here we have our trust meter. They're just starting to build a little bit of trust with each touch point or each piece of content that we expose them to or they interact with in that user journey. So once they read that blog article, they're interested, they really like us. Well, look, on the sidebar, or maybe as an interstitial banner on that page, we have our lead magnet, which is a diet to get washboard abs faster. And that's an ebook download. And they're like, oh, this is really interesting. I'm interested in that. Sure, I'll give you my email address. So they fill out that web form. And then, of course, we deliver that ebook to them immediately. We want to make sure we fulfill that promise to them. We send them a link, an email with a link so they can download it. And we always like to send our lead magnets through email as opposed to just presenting a link to them on that thank you page. This ensures that they provide you a valid email address. Very, very important. A lot of people will just put invalid email addresses just thinking that they'll get your lead magnet on that thank you page. And we want to make sure that we get a valid email address. And so this counteracts that. Next, over the following few days, weeks, even months, we continue to deliver value with this drip email nurture campaign, right? So we're going to send them daily smoothie recipes to get those washboard abs. And this will occur over time. And as you can see here, that trust really goes up as we continue to deliver value. We're not selling our course yet, okay? Very important. Maybe we start to passively sell, the second, third email, just kind of mention, oh, by the way, if you want to get it faster, I also have this other product. And then you continue to deliver value, free information, and educate them. And then further in your drip email nurture campaign, you can do more of a hard sell. Let's say your 5th email or beyond that. And then, of course, we have that sales page where once they decide they want to purchase for us or explore that further, then they can click in to get to our sales page where they can purchase our paid product and issue payment, etc. So as you can see, we really have all of these steps filled in, and we're really building that trust over time. Now here's an example of a sales funnel I used. So if you visit my website, lancewills.com, you'll see I have something around a resume refresh challenge or something in that vein. because resume writing has been one of the funnels or verticals that I've been successful in. I have a paid product there, and I also have some freebies, some lead magnets, etc., and content on my blog, so that content marketing piece as well. So my near-term goal was to get them in the Resume Refresh Challenge. Everybody says, hey, you know what? I haven't updated my resume in a long time, so I help them do that over the span of 5 days via email. And as you can see here, it's very easy to get started by getting people in there. You can use your contact list, so you can just ask people you know if they're interested in taking this Resume Refresh Challenge. Again, paid ads in Facebook. You can get influencers, let's say people you know, or you can purchase influencers' services to market or promote your giveaway or your challenge. There's obviously YouTube and then SEO. As you can see, this goes top to bottom, something quick, which you can pay for, or slower, which you can do, let's say, at zero or no cost. Of course, there's variances of that as well. Then we look at the lead magnet, which is the giveaway or the content upgrade, which I have. And this changes over time as I'm trying to figure out what the best combination is and how to price things and how to stack things. So maybe a free resume template or the perfect resume blueprint, which is a PDF. So some sort of content upgrade. And then again, as I mentioned, that drip email nurture campaign where I'm telling them about great resume writing websites, great tools they can use, where to find those action verbs for their resume, etc. So continuing to deliver value and eventually selling that resume writing course. So here, just another example where you can see it in practice. And I want to show you where that lines up with the user journey. So obviously there's these various steps in the user journey: awareness, consideration, evaluation, conversion, and advocacy. They can be called different variations, but that's essentially what the user journey roadmap looks like. So we can map each piece in our sales funnel to a step in that user journey. So for example, awareness, again, through those Facebook ads, they didn't know anything about us, but then they see this ad that pushes, our 5 tips ad, which will push to the blog where we have our content marketing piece, and then we have the ebook, which is that buyer's guide in the consideration phase, and then evaluation is over time via email. Maybe we introduce them to features to look for whatever they're looking to purchase, and then conversion or sales, we have a video course, so can help them get there faster, etc. And then advocacy, we can actually use customers who have purchased our product to become affiliates and then market our product to their audience, their list, their social media following, and then they can actually get a piece of the profits if in fact those sell. So here again, we just talked about the customer journey and how each phase or each step in that sales funnel maps to the traditional user journey roadmap. And here I want to show you some examples of lead magnets. You've seen them before, maybe you didn't know what they were. Here's a very old school one, get your free ebook. Here, this is good old Russell Brunson from ClickFunnels, where he's got a free book, you just pay for shipping. Here's Neil Patel. He's always got things that he's giving away for free, lots of value. He's always talking about his favorite tool. He probably uses that on everything he pushes. But here you can see then Tim Ferriss giving away something free, and again, Tony Robbins. So they're all following this formula because it works, and you need to employ it and follow it as well in your business. So let's talk a little bit about your action item. I want you to start thinking about your sales funnel. Maybe you get a Google Doc and just start putting down what you can do for each of the steps, right? So what is your your product you want to sell, and then what are each of the elements that you can put in there. So what does your advertisement look like, etc. And then what's your short-term goal? And of course, we should all know by now it's to collect their email address. So you want to entice them with that lead magnet or that content upgrade to fill out a web form and give you their email address. Of course, because you want to build trust over time. And then what's your long-term strategy? It's probably to sell your paid product, right? So think through that lens, and that's really what you use the drip email nurture campaign to do, is to build trust and eventually sell your paid product. So hopefully this has been valuable for you. And for those of you who have taken my course or have worked with me before, you always know that there's an action item, and today is no different. So today, your action item is obviously to think about your sales funnel, and as part of that is to go and download this F3 funnel blueprint from my website, lancewills.com. Again, it's 5 pages of great information. You're going to see step by step how to build your own sales funnel. And I use the example of a roundup. And what that is it's something anyone can do. It's a blog article where you basically reach out to some people you may not even know, experts in the field, and just say, hey, would you mind providing, your answer to this question? What's your favorite tool? Or if you reach out to personal trainers and say, hey, what's your favorite exercise for abs, right? And so what this does is it allows you to create a great piece of content leveraging some influencers or experts. They don't have to be influencers. And then you create this blog article where it's got each of the snippets from your personal trainers or your experts, and then you can ask them to share it out on their social media. Everybody likes to be featured in a piece of content. In fact, you'll notice today in this particular page, you have a lot of experts who are sharing their content, getting exposure. They're of course going to be sharing this with their social media networks to get more people in, and then collectively across all of the experts today on this page that you're seeing, we're all going to get a lot more exposure, and perhaps we're getting more awareness as we're getting introduced to new audiences, the audiences of our peers or other experts, and then we can start to perhaps get them into our sales funnel, right? So cross-promoting each other, and that's really what you're seeing here today. So you're seeing in the sales funnel in practice. Hopefully this has been valuable for you. Again, take action, go download that F3 funnel blueprint, and I look forward to working with you. Again, this is Lance Wills, and best of luck, and don't forget to keep building your email list. Take care.